Did you know all things have a life cycle? It's the changes that happen in any living thing as they grow. In school, we've learned about the life cycle of a chicken. A chicken starts out as an egg, and then the embryo grows inside of the egg. Then the egg hatches, and chicks come out. Then the chicks grow up into an adult chicken. We've also learned about the life cycle of a butterfly. It starts out as an egg, then changes to a caterpillar, which eats leaves as it grows. Then the caterpillar forms a chrysalis, and inside the chrysalis, big changes are going on. 10 to 14 days later, an adult butterfly emerges, which can fly. A caterpillar to a butterfly that can fly in the air? What an amazing transformation. Plants are also alive. They start out as a seed, and then they sprout and grow into a seedling, and then a full-size plant. A gorilla also goes through a life cycle. It starts out as an infant, which is about 4 pounds when it's born and drinks milk. Then they become young, where they learn to crawl and play, and they ride on their mother's back until they're 4 years old. Next, they become youth, which means they begin to knuckle walk, be social, play games, and chase one another. Then they become an adult. When they're 10 to 15 years old, they're considered an adult, and they can live to be 40 or 50 years old. Today we're going to learn more about the life cycle of a frog and how it grows up. This frog is all grown up now. It has a long pink tongue, but did this froggy look the same back when it was young? Let's find out.
From tadpole to frog. You know frogs. They swim. They catch insects. They go. But frogs don't start out looking like this. Or jumping like this. A frog starts its life in a tiny egg. First, a female frog lays her eggs in the water. Some kinds of frogs can lay thousands of eggs at one time. Do you see the dark dots inside the eggs? In each egg, a tadpole is growing. After a few days, the tadpoles hatch from the eggs. At first, they don't look much like frogs. Instead, they look like little fish. They don't have legs, but they do have tails for swimming. The tadpoles never leave the water. They breathe through gills like fish do. They swim around and look for small plants, worms, or insects to eat. Now they are getting bigger, and they are changing. First, they grow 2 back legs. Then they grow 2 front legs. They look more like frogs now. Their tails start to shrink and disappear. The tadpoles also lose their gills and grow lungs. That means they can come out of the water and breathe air. It takes about 3 months for a tadpole to change into an adult frog. The set of changes it goes through is called a metamorphosis. Now the adult frog can live both in and out of the water. It can swim in a pond. It can also breathe air and walk on land. It can use its long, sticky tongue to catch insects. And it can jump.
Now let's read this magazine together about how a frog grows up. Egg. A frog starts in an egg. Does it look like a frog yet? No, I circled no. If you look up in the picture, the arrow is pointing to the black dot. The black dot is the baby frog. Tadpole. A tadpole hatches from the egg. Does it look like a frog yet? No, not yet, but you can see how it's changing. Tadpole with legs. The tadpole grows legs. Does it look like a frog yet? No, not yet, but it's getting closer. You can see how it will be a frog. Frog. Now the frog is all grown up. Does it look like a frog yet? Yes, it does look like a frog. Do all frogs look the same? No, frogs can be many colors and patterns. Which is your favorite? There's a tomato frog, a red-eyed tree frog, spotted strawberry poison dart frog, azure poison dart frog, or a Pac-Man frog. Can you jump like a frog? Try it. Now you will complete a worksheet to show that you understand the life cycle of a frog and the stages that it goes through. The words are at the bottom that you will put in the blanks to show the correct stage of the frog. Number 1, the stage is eggs, so I wrote eggs in the blank. Number 2 is when the frog is a tadpole. Tadpole starts with T, and I wrote tadpole in the blank. Number 3 is when it's called a froglet. A froglet has a tail. It's beginning to look like a frog, but it's not fully grown. Number 4 is the word frog, and this is when the frog is fully grown. You will open this PDF and complete it by writing the correct stage of the frog in the blank, and then turn it in to your teacher.